Hey? How off that line is. My tile is done by a blind man. Just that one spot. Alright. Hope everyone's having a great one. Welcome to the show. I am going to do some announcements. It seems to me that I'm announcing today on the show, right now. I'm just not digging it anymore, you know. I don't know what happened, but YouTube is so lame now. Like, some things are cool on here, but I have no apps, you know. Trolls are just everywhere. They're not on my channel. They're out here. They're on YouTube, right? So I'll go pound a troll out right now on YouTube live for you, but they don't come around. They bother like single mothers with, you know, loser ex-husbands and stuff or whatever. You got guys on YouTube with absolutely nothing going on, and they're getting huge amounts of Naomi in the house. It's good to see you, Naomi. That is a day and 3/4 as the only moderator in the world. Sadly, Naomi, all beautiful things must come to an end. So thank you for being the last moderator that the Hashman will ever have. All right? If you do see someone in here with a mod stick, by the time they chat their first or second or fifth time, if I see it, it'll be gone. But yeah, you were actually the nominee. You were the honorary final moderator, and you did a great job. So I thank you. You know what? You're perfect in every way, and I wish you the best, okay? So many people I don't wish the best, but you, I wish the best, okay? I'm a boss, and I just tell it straight up. There's too many pusses in this world. Fakes. Snitches, you know? I don't want to hang with them. You say to somebody, hey, you want to keep this on the down low? First thing they do is go tell 6 people, you know? It's like, just because your life is like 0, when your biggest conversation is somebody else's life when you go to their house, you know I don't want to hang out with them. Like right away, almost instantaneously, I'm like, oh, I don't actually care. I want people to be positive, you know, uplifting, good vibes every second I'm around them. You know what I mean? I've had a bit of a rough one, and I'm very rough around all the edges on me, and you should not want to, you know, piss me off. Thinking that because you weigh 2 more pounds than me or 77 more pounds than me that I won't pound you. You know what I mean? It'll happen so fast. But again, like, you're gonna be the one to instigate it, and then I'm just gonna finish it, right? But I always I give people a chance to, you know, climb the whole tree before I pound them, you know? There's no coming back once you're at the top, you hear? So, yeah, I've been watching videos on the internet, like 3 videos every 3 days. So I would say the quality of videos on the internet is so low, you know, very, very low caliber of intellect is on the internet. And I don't want to be caught in that shit loop, you know what I mean? So I gotta make sure I steer clear of all these goofs so hard, so heavy. So I figure the best way to do that is bring back the Hash Info Show starting Tuesday at midnight. No, what am I saying? Starting Monday, tomorrow night. Not at midnight either. What the hell am I saying? The Hash Info Show will be starting tomorrow, because I'm not doing it today. Tomorrow from 8 to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is something, 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 something. It runs from about 2 a.m. if you're in Europe, roughly, and it runs for 4 hours. So it runs 2 to 6 a.m. And then the other thing I was going to say was if you're not in Europe, then you could probably catch it all evening, right? 8 to midnight. That's a good time. And if it isn't a good time for you, I don't care. That it's better for me. That I don't want people that's like, oh, 8 p.m. is a bad time for me. That should be like a really good time for people in North America. And if it doesn't work for you, that means that we could never hang out. Because I don't really hang out with people unless it's around like 8 p.m. You know, maybe 7, 7:30, but 8 p.m. hang out with you for an hour or two, maybe 3, 4 hours at very best, and then I'm out of there. You know, I get tired. I don't want to hang out too much. I want to do stuff. I'd rather do stuff than sit in a chair. I can sit in a chair at my house. Fuck, we can just. And I don't want to have a phone call with you, or a text message or anything like that. I'm not the kind of guy that I don't really. I already know what people are thinking, so like having conversations mostly is not even really a thing for me. I already knew you were gonna say that type of thing always. So, I'm very rarely do I ever have a conversation that blows my mind, and when I do, it's with a couple people that I don't get to hang out with too often, so that's okay. But I used to have conversations that were really cool, with lots of grow conversations, like every evening. We would chat growing. I was young. This was the 90s, 95, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. 98, 99, 2000, 2001. I had the most amazing conversations online from 1999 till whatever. I don't know when I stopped. Probably around when I met my wife. I didn't have any grow conversations for years, as unfortunately, just so much. Like, I don't, there's just too many goofs in this world. I see stuff before it's even a thing. So the last thing I'm going to do is tell people, I know this, I can do that. Because you know what? It just lands, where I'm from, it's all snitches and narcs here. So you got to watch who you talk to, eh? And even when they say they ain't a snitch or a narc, 3/4 of the time they're a narc. You know? Even if they don't look like a narc, 90% of the time their family is sheriffs or something, and they've bugged their kid's phone and done everything else. Like, it's not, this is a serious thing, right? People are conniving where I am from. And they made boatloads of money off both sides. They funded both sides of the drug war. That's what you don't understand. They got paid to bust, and they got paid to deal. So when you understand what I understand, you tread very lightly. Not because I'm scared, because I'd rather not go up against a bunch of narcs and pussies today. I'll wait for another time. But the school systems are involved. All sorts of people you'd never expect to be involved in this sort of shit, completely involved. So again, this is the stuff that you're not really gonna understand unless you were to stop, think about it, really think about it. Did you know just about a month? No, sorry, just about a week ago, Wab Canoe said that he's finally allowing all Indigenous people who have to put their children up for like foster care when kind of they've done wrong, whatever it is, substance abuse or things like that. Now they're going to have the Indigenous people, the Indigenous people's government, help First Nations. I hope I'm not. This is always a thing for me, but the First Nations people, the Indigenous population of Manitoba, gets the right to have their own people oversee where their children go. This is a first of its kind. So kudos to Wab Canoe for putting that out, but it's been a long time coming. And also, I watched a video on YouTube, a very interesting video of a gentleman from a pawn shop, and he was in a foster home, and his foster dad was very abusive. And please change the channel if this is upsetting to you. This is upsetting to me, but it's important to have these talks. And the gentleman actually worked for free at the pawn shop, and the foster dad was in the Air Force, in the Canadian Air Force, and he would regularly abuse his son. He broke his foster kid. He broke his ankle so he couldn't run away. So there's like a level of sadism. When you break your child's ankle so they can't run away, you're the devil. So anything else in between as well, that's the devil. So think of these things when, and so this boy was indigenous and the man was white, and it turns out that this gentleman who was abused was able to dig enough and find out information that actually he was in some sort of system that was basically, it's hard to even fathom, but if you could find this video of a man from Ontario at a pawn shop and he works there for free. I saw this video maybe 4 years ago. Man, did I ever cry. And hopefully you can find it, and I would love to. I commented and everything, but this was so many years ago. I don't know. I never got a reply, and if I did, I don't. It's gone. The messages are deleted within 6 months or 60 days. I can't remember what it says, but it says something like that now for about the last 6 months or a year. But I feel like that's been going on forever with my channel. So back to what I was saying. It's very hard to find balance here in Manitoba where you're balanced and not hated on by some entity here. We can leave it there, kind of. So regardless, I mean, there's very few people, and the ones that aren't hated on, the same types of people all the time, okay? High up in business, any industry. Think of the most powerful industries in Canada or in the world. Well, here in Manitoba, those people basically scot-free all day. Okay? So we had a lawyer here in Winnipeg, apparently a pretty prominent lawyer. He actually did some horrible things to children at hockey camp. He was a coach here in Winnipeg. This is very recent. This is a year or two ago. And he ended up doing things that nobody should do. But he ended up abusing a lot of children. And they came forward and there was pictures. And it's crazy. But he ended up going to a hotel and the unthinkable happened. So, but this is the type of people that, he went scot-free for decades. He got away with this. He was abusing children as a lawyer in Winnipeg, right? So he's not the only one. He's just one that got caught, right? He's the one that got caught. Or he's the one that wouldn't play proper with whatever they were up to next. You don't even understand and fathom. If he was allowed to get away with it that long, it means he played ball that long. Do you understand? Do you understand? You don't get to be where you are in a prominent position without doing dirty here in Winnipeg. I'm telling you straight up. We'll have some talks about some land deals in Manitoba in the 90s. I'll Google it and I'll pull it up involving Gary Filmon and Gary Dewar. And these are two people in Manitoba that are extreme. Gary Dewar is the foreign minister to the United States of America right now. He's like Canada's foreign aid minister. He's got a very cushy job. And look into what I just said. I wish I could pull it up right now. I don't have an actual Google device in front of me, but I will be Googling it tomorrow on YouTube to show you this is the level of indecency that exists here, right? The people who make money here, a lot of money, most of the time it's highly illegal the way that most people profit here, right? So it's interesting to see how they all look alike. Oh, you see what I'm getting at? You'll see what I'm saying tomorrow. We're going to explain more. But I've been told to do my show proudly, and a lot of people are watching, and very important people who are taking notes about what I say, so the people who are doing criminal activity in our government, in any entity in Manitoba, you need to fucking tread very lightly. Very lightly. Pretty sure there's some very important people watching, and may or may not be your bosses. Stay tuned for more great videos just like this. Peace.